Here we have a restoration of a 1950s Tootsietoy Jaguar. I am amazed sometimes at how much detail they're able to press into this metal and how much design has gone into it. But at the same time, how little these little toy cars actually resemble the car they're supposed to be modeled after. So in many ways it does, and in some ways it doesn't look like um, the Jaguar it's supposed to. But anyway, it's a cool looking thing. It reminds me of the 1960s Speed Racer cartoon, and in some ways a little bit Racer X maybe his car. And some of the detail is great, and very often on these Tootsie Toys, the casting problems are pretty bad. And this looked like it had some leprosy around the edges, but nothing that a file won't take care of, and leave some scratches behind, not too bad. Nothing that the primer or the paint wouldn't fill in, but it does make a difference if you go ahead and remove it. This car was not really damaged, but it didn't have any paint on it. It was an old, played with car. It's being sandblasted. The wheels, the tires are in really good condition, the axles, and here I've got it ready for painting. Taped off the wheels and axles, and here it is with primer, and you can still see some pitting. Probably should have done something about that, but I was just doing a quick little restore here. And here, after putting some color on it, I take the tape off of the seat where I was trying to leave some scope to make that brown. And here I'm taking a chrome pen, and I'm going to, those sort of vents on top, I'm going to chrome those up. Later I'll have to do it again, but also the grill on the front, making that chrome. Sorry for the bad camera angle here. And here with a white pen, I'm putting on the headlights. And with a very small sable hair brush, just putting on a little bit of that seat, paint for the seat, and here I'm taking a small Sharpie and coloring in the outlines of the steering wheel. And that was not an easy thing to do. So here we go. It's a green color. Would be nice if it was British racing green, but it's the green color I had. And I'm going to use a red pen to put on some tail lights, but it doesn't really work very well. And so they kind of looked a little bit more sort of yellow. So I had to get the paint, the red paint out, and actually go through the process of painting them. But it was worth it. And just to give the car a little bit more character, I've got some old decals here from I don't know, some kind of British fighter plane. And I'm going to take these round dots and put them on there. These racing coupes have these round dots. They're usually white or some more contrasting color than red, but red's what I had, and so I went with it. And it's a fiddly little process if you've ever worked with decals, but it works okay. And gently tap away. Okay, trying to do this through the lens of the camera, and I keep missing. My depth perception is off. but just gently dab and get the excess water away. And there it is, looking good. Still got to put one more on the other side and then one more on the back. So there it is. We've got to dab that away as well. And at this point, it's pretty much painted and it's looking pretty good. And we're going to need to protect it a bit, so put on some spray here. Not quite as high a gloss as you might want to put on here, but again, it's what I had. That's one of these restorations. I try to use the stuff that I have. I see some other restoration channels that use nickel plating and all kinds of cool, nice little cockpit there now. They use all kinds of cool stuff, and it's just beyond me. I just want to use, tools and things that a regular guy might have in his own garage. So these got a little bit too matte colored, and they needed to be re-chromed. It's starting to look pretty good. Now that tape has to come off of the wheels. And usually the wheels don't look that good, especially when it's been sandblasted. They get a little bit, I don't know, roughed up. And here I just go over them with a black permanent marker, and that colors them up nicely. After it dries, it's not too shiny. They look really good. And you can even see the Tootsietoy in the tire. It's a nice, really nice little detail. So there it is. It's done. And looks a little bit more like, actually looks like a Japanese race car or something. Anyway, it was nice to do, and it's ready to be played with. Thanks for watching.